Hello everyone. So plan for today is just to get this Redcap Sapper Farm fully functional. Well, it is functional now, but there's one last thing that I would like to do. So and was thinking I might as well do it on stream instead of just keeping it all behind the curtains. Because I did get looting 4 on the Diamond Spike, but I also did read that you can put sharpness on it and that it will also apply and increase well, maybe increase the machine processing time. So I want to do that. Yeah, it's already, it's crazy. It's always bots. Like it's been 1.5 minutes, man. That's crazy. Still don't really know what this type of bot is for, though. You're just asking to be friends on Discord is such a weird thing. Because like typically with bots, there's gonna be like something to gain from it, like a reason to have the bot running. But I don't really know. Like, are they just that lonely that they try to find friends through bots? So weird, man. Or maybe it's just like leading to a scam through Discord. Just like a filter. Really don't get that. Do that later. So my plan was to try the osmotic enchanter because apparently it should let you be able to like pick the enchantments you want, so you won't have to roll for sharpness. I was lucky enough to get the looting enchantment just off of normal enchanting. I made like little enchanting setup here with some like slightly better bookshelves from Automagy, and I made this to upgrade it from looting 3 to 4, the overchanter. I guess the plan is to make this thing today. Should fit pretty well because I don't have too much energy to be streaming for too long today. Hopefully I'll have enough for this though. The time will tell. I probably should automate some of this Stormcraft stuff sometime, but it's just gonna be quite an involved process because I really have no idea how to do that. I'm not very familiar with Stormcraft at all. Perditio, Tenebrae, and Terror. No Perditio and Terror. Do you have Tenebrae somewhere here? I do. Alright. It's always nice because then I can just shove it like that. It's fine. Guess I've really only looked into how to automate the runic matrix. Automating kinfolk tables probably not going to be nearly as hard. I guess like this to start off with, I would need to find a better source of this than breaking these mushrooms. that will not be something for the now. I shall procrastinate that as long as possible. Besides, it's not very urgent at all, really. If I have permutatio down here, it actually is crucible, right? I was thinking it would be a runic matrix recipe. I was wondering why there weren't any extra items I needed. It's because it's not a runic matrix. Do you have some? Hello. Do you have some permutatio here? Hello, Beat Weasel. Should I call you PMM? I did kind of connect the dots that it was you though, because the invite link on the server is buried enough that it's unlikely that someone random would have found it, and you were also trying to join, and you were also literally talking a stream that you had Minecraft authentication issues, and you are too on Discord. Glad I could help you with that, by the way. You have enough. I have enough permutation, and I need alienness. I can use my little fancy machination over here. Then put you in build binding cloth. Alright. Yeah, it really is just a lot of crafting this pack, especially in the early ages. Sorry to break it to you, but you're gonna be manually crafting until the third voltage too. You can start getting into AE2. It's what typically deters most people that tread foot onto this. No, their EV is AE2, but you start getting into AE2 like mid HV. You need to have been to the moon to get titanium. So like probably like around the end of HV. But you can also just rush the rocket. Or use another method to get titanium, because there are a few available. Like you could do stuff like rushing the energy hatch and doing a deep slate centrifuging. You could also do blood magic meteors. Maybe, not actually sure about that one, but maybe you could do that as well. It's a cool thing about this pack. There's always so many different options for different playstyles. You do actually get to choose. Well, like at least there's that many early game. Once you get later on in the pack, and I'm talking like past the like into like the very later stages, like down here past LUV and CPM, there aren't quite as many different options to do because it's not quite as fleshed out. The devs put most of their effort into improving the early game, which does make sense as well. Most people it's the part of the game that most people will see, but it still is a bit sad that like the later parts get a bit neglected. But they are adding some very important multi-blocks in 2.9 that should help with that. Help with reducing like just multi-block spam, making some upgrades. It's a bit like similar to the difference between the electric blast furnace and the mega electric blast furnace. This is very much like a multi-block built for late game for insane mass processing. This thing has 256 parallels, which, if I understand parallels correctly, means that it's like the same cost to keep, but you just get a 256 recipes running at once at the same like power consumption. Maybe I'm not understanding it correctly because that does seem pretty crazy. Ah, that's unfortunate. But I suppose nothing to do about it. I don't think tool stations are too. That's the tool fort. Tool station. So not expensive though. Yeah, it's not too big a deal. We do make those in the Stone Age after all. I just hope you won't end up putting your tool forge inside of a furnace or whatever. Though considering how much metal is in it and its appearance, I doubt it's flammable, but never really know. Yeah, it's not. Alright, so do I have everything? This one really doesn't take too much. All these are totems, right? Yeah. Need the enchantment table. I have not enough cognitio. Potentia, Quicantatio, Aurum, and Vacuos, right? Yeah. So I need just Cognitio, because Alienist is refilling. Then I need to go grab a enchantment table. I have collected quite a few. I don't think I crafted a single one of these. Yeah, I'm quite certain I didn't. I just found them in structures. Probably not the best idea, because it's kind of me emptying all the structures for the people that don't just have the availability to craft them. Yes, wait, actually, I thought these were requiring the runic matrix, but it doesn't actually seem like it. You can make these as soon as MV. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, Cognitio. Did I use books for this? Should actually just double check if I already have it. So I could also have it on one of my shelves. I do have it. Alright, good thing I checked. But yeah, it does seem like the kind of thing I would have paper. It does have 3 outputs, but I suppose it's good enough. Let me actually see those. Yeah, that is decent. Even if it does have like a high amount of outputs, it is pretty pure, over 50% cognitio. So do I just have everything now? Like once the alienness is buffered up again, like I have alienness, cognitio, potentia, recantatio isn't full yet. This one is pretty slow to fill up, because this ratio is not very good. It is a free resource though, which is why I don't really mind. Could always just like upgrade the jar to the upgraded version, which holds 4 times as much. It'll be more of a passive system. I suppose I can spend this time just actually seeing if I can find. Actually, wait, I need to do the research for this anyways. I think it's in Thormic Tinkering. Yeah, moderates. I think there's like 2 or 3 warp. That's fine. It's just more warp to the pile. I'm kind of a bit too deep in at this point, anyways. What's one more step into the depths of this insanity, anyways? Suppose it could matter. It really just depends on how close I am to the next level. Because not every piece of warp actually does a difference. It's like every 5 or every 10 that does something. Usually do this. I think I do that. Actually, no, that's not what I usually do. But it is a decent thing to do here. So many, so many places where I need to use this combo. Vacuous into air. It's kind of annoying because this is a pretty expensive combo. Or pretty expensive path. I can't even see the other symbol. Looks like potential though. Actually narrating this makes me realize how little I've actually memorized what the symbols are called. Actually having to look at the names. The Whispers of the Void. How I have not missed you. What? What? That's not what I. Why? It's because it requires that. Guess I right clicked instead of left clicked. What the hell? Okay, I guess that did do it. Arachnophobia warp, I guess. These. Mine spider. These even hit me? No. Oh wait. Just kind of blow themselves up. They just kind of scatter themselves, actually. Yeah, had some kind of sweep attack. The fact that they can spawn Infernal and that there's so many of them kind of does concern me. Because some of the Infernal attributes are like at mob griefing levels, which is a problem. Kind of crazy that was the first warp effect that I got since getting the availability for it. Guess let me do another check as to where I am. Is this like a scale here? So spider swarm. Uh, Actually, I might have had this one for a while. I don't even see it in here. It's like it would be like spawn mine spiders, I guess. It's like from what I remember, it's like around livestock vein. Do you think I have a doppelganger? But I don't have spawn enderman over the potion. I don't have wind, so it can't be past that. Still guessing I just got got access to that one, but it doesn't even seem to be listed at all, which is pretty odd. Anyways, a little POV of this. Because it is gonna take a while. This thing needs 64 of 6 different attributes. Oh wait, I was gonna read up on it as well. What the hell? Enchantments. So it just takes this, it seems. This kinda seems like it's a bit of an involved process. Let me see if I can find a picture of the structure. It's the Osmotic Enchanter. My God, I cannot spell. This doesn't even seem to be what I'm needing unless you can use books in this. It doesn't mention if you can or can't use a book. Yes, I could just test. Done. Didn't consume these. Seems done. Oh, didn't even take a durability from these. Interesting. Guess we just put them in there. What are these used for, actually? No quest. Did mention that they can be used to disenchant stuff, though. Where do I place this? Guess I could, like, shove it in... Shove it into the mid. I would want to look aesthetic. Also not get in the way of that. I think I can achieve both those things, though. What block was it I needed? Towers. Obsidian totem blocks. First of all, can I put a book in the slot? No. Well, not interested in that right now, then. Well, actually, I guess it's not really too much of an inconvenience to disenchant the diamond spike and do it again. None of this process is really too expensive anyways. Could also make yet another enchanting table variant out of these. But it's kind of also starting to be a bit more than I signed up for this stream. So I should probably just settle for the bit faster solution here. That being just spellbinder clothing this and like enchanting it anew. Obsidian totem. So if I need 6, too high, it'll be 12. It occurred to me that none of this was symmetrical. Need 9 of the blocks on the outside. Guess I just... Oh, guess I can't shift click. Something like that. Just pick you up and put you there for the symmetry, even though it's not too important here. There's a mechanic on the runic matrix based off of like the called stability based off of the symmetry on it, in case you didn't know. I don't know what happens if you don't have enough stability, but it probably explodes. But I have plenty of stability, so I can kind of just not care. I needed, I think it was Ignis on the pillars. Ito. Ignis is just the I forget what they call it, the aspect. So many names, man. It was Naito, right? Yes. Pretty sure there isn't actually anything specific, like a specific shape you need to follow for the multi-block, but this here kind of just makes sense. Alright, that should be all you need. And then I spellbinding cloth you. Let me actually just make sure that I don't need anything extra. Do you have anything unenchanted? That also can be enchanted. Maybe the spade. Just go grab a random weapon, I guess. Would I have one of those? You think you are enchantable? I can do sharpness and looting. Don't really have to care about the cost. Put you in. You can go in the slot, but you don't do anything in there. Actually, don't even do anything in there like that. Alright. What? Something wrong with the spike? It's always something, man. Can never just be simple. Guess I can't put the spike in there. Which would mean I would need a book. It would mean I would either have to just happen to have a book, which I don't seem to have, or I would need the disenchanter as well. In that case, I could maybe find something here. If sharpness 4. Can level the enchantments up by like duplicating, combining them with that setup. It's also kind of just a lot just to do once. Does this thing work? So it deals damage to the item to remove the enchantments, it seems. Surrounded with books can just means that I could probably just like switch it with the enchantment table. It's like now that I have the setup to I just have the convenience of being able to pick my enchants, I probably want to use the enchantment table. Yeah, it really just seems like it honestly kind of seems like the spike is hard coded out of the osmotic enchanter because it does recognize that it's enchantable, but it also just doesn't care. Kind of just terrible though. Actually, I could still just like now that I do have a option for unenchanting, I could just run it through. So wait, Diamond Spike is silly sometimes. Maybe if I reset the NBT data, no. Alright, worth a try, I guess. It's Enchanter. Always something. The Greg never ends. It's always something more. You really just have to be prepared to double your time investment into whatever project you start. and I wasn't. So it looks like I can just use kind of whatever enchant I want, enchantment book I want. So I guess I'll just grab some of the bad ones here. Care about Feather Falling One, not really sure why I even kept that. And don't care about that either. And Block of Amethyst. I can just use the Requiem ones. Which would probably... Well, I should be able to just block search by them. Don't have any of those. It's saying they're not craftable, which I suppose makes sense. But you know what? Let's just see if I have these. Actually, wait, they're craftable like this. Okay, I do have this amethyst. I just needed to remember how to spell. Is that everything? Does seem to be, and I have the thing as well. The research. To lay it out myself. Isn't too bad. Chanter was a lot harder to craft than these other two. It's very nice when things get progressively easier instead of progressively harder. This the Disenchanter was definitely the easiest out of the three. When did I get this? Probably just small ores. Or maybe it's what I got when I... Because I do think I found an amethyst geode at some point. Maybe it just drops that kind of amethyst instead of the vanilla one. Because I can just shove the Disenchanter here. 40% item damage. Right. I just remembered why I was going to place it here. 0%. Very nice. Seems to cost levels to disenchant. But that's fine. Okay, so what's my course of action here? I think just make a... just like any sword. Iron sword good enough. Just gonna be using every single enchanting table for this process. I do love Redcap complication. Uh, my shadows are glitching whenever I click on these. 100 auto, that's fine. And yeah, just a bit of everything, honestly. Start enchanting. Should put on discount. Don't think I'll have enough auto on hand to just complete this. Guess I could look at the animation. It's kind of seeming like each of these Nitro nodes is like dedicated to one Vis type each. It's pretty cool. Be even cooler if I'd actually realized it in time and looked at it when it was coming out of each of the different ones. I didn't even notice there was something to look at. Suppose maybe I could have guessed though. Stormcrafters have some neat animations. It's probably just gonna look pretty similar to how it looks in a for the runic matrix. So nice that you can use the watering can on these. It's the only reason why I've been able to last on just this very basic source of this for so long. It's topped up. Nice. It's even in the order I want it. Though I don't think it'll matter too much. So put you in there and a book. Then it'll tell me the XP cost. So I need 2 books. Because I do think it puts each individual enchantment on a individual book. Otherwise it doesn't really do much to separate it out. Cost 0, wait, what? Alright, this thing's really good actually. Just no downside. So I'll leave the sword here actually. Convenience. It's a very convenient enchanting setup. When you had made this earlier, I could have actually ran around in enchanted gear. But I am kind of past the point of enchanting. None of this is enchantable, I'm pretty sure. Neither are Tinker's tools. Guess I could enchant my healing axe, maybe. It's not like I'm gonna be using it. Smart enough to put a funny enchant on it either. But you can't get like really ridiculous enchants in this pack, like looting 2000, 3000 using the osmotic enchanter. I would love to like try around with stuff like that if I can find enough brain cells to do it. It's slightly cheaper that way, but I do want sharpness on top. Okay. And then I will need 60 levels. My shower is still in here. I should just station it next to this thing. Let me actually go grab a lever. I want to see if I can toggle it. Because it would be nice if I could just leave it there and have it be like a bit like an actual shower. So if I... Oh, nice. Bathe me in the green juice. Alright, that's 60. Oh, that's 60. It's missing a little bit. Because for each time you over enchant something, it'll take 30 levels off you. On top of needing Recantatio as well. Hope you work. Alright. I did have a issue with it prior that it didn't let me right click it with the wand, it would just open the interface. It also took some of my health actually. It's curious. This will basically just add an extra level to the 2 enchantments. well, not basically, it will literally just add an extra level. So now it's sharpness 6, and I need to start it again. Then it should be looting 4 at the end of this one. Indeed, like the bug to, well, it's probably defines as an exploit to get a very high enchantments, like revolves around placing the spike down to reset the NBT data of it, and then just like running it through again, and it's literally just that, but I couldn't get it to work. So maybe there's more to it, but I don't know. Don't really need it here. The devs did know. Well, I'm guessing they knew there was some way to increase looting levels because the ECC actually has a max level where they can benefit from looting, that being looting 4, which is what's I think it's the intended maximum, even though you can just sail past it. Okay, it's not actually speeding it up. So I have accomplished literally nothing this stream. Oh well, now I know. I still have infrastructure, even though I don't really think I have too much to enchant. I could show off the loot so far. It's going pretty well. Still be nice if the rates for balance shards were a little bit higher, but it's also a passive system, and I really don't need it very often. I suppose when I do need salesmen, I'll be needing in large amounts. But oh well, what can you do? Could always just like either parallelize or add extra voltage on this thing. Just never neck. His neck is inside of his body. I imagine being short. Anyways, I think that's all I have to show for today. Did also set up some new goals here, trying to like motivate myself to actually have something to stream today, because it's kind of hard to stream when you don't even know what you're gonna want to do. I can't really procrastinate these any longer though. I'll probably have to spend my next stream setting up Poly Benzi de Masol. Is that even how you say it? Don't even know. I'm too stupid. Actually, I don't really think that's anything to do with how how silly I tend to be. I think I just don't remember. Guess I could find out instead of just yapping about it. Poly Benzi Midasol. Oh wait. I kind of feel like if I'm building or mining, that's not really like entertaining enough. I'm also kind of like under the impression that unless I'm like speaking, I'm not actually entertaining. Suppose I'll just find out the nuances with time. Yeah. So it is kind of silly that I'm caring so much about it when I don't really have an audience. Like this is at the time where I can very much shape my audience however I like, decide what people I want to attract. Yet I still care so much. Guess I'll just see what fits. Once I like actually get a bit more consistent people watching, I can do a bit more experimentation. I guess I can do it now too. It's just harder to really get proper results out of it when you don't have any feedback. Naturally, I could just look at some statistics by actually looking at how other people stream, but I just haven't really. Either can't find the time or can't find the interest for that. Trying to like design a stream to the norm while not even watching other people stream nearly enough to even know what the norm is. The logic is kind of flawed. I don't really know what to do about that. I suppose the best way to tackle it is just to find what I enjoy doing and then sticking to that. Still, like my biggest priority with all this is that I care about uh is that I enjoy streaming and it's not just like a front to gain some kind of clout because that's really not what I want to be after. What were you streaming at that time? I see. It needs multiple per upgrade. Just make two of those. Is it the same for these? No. Can make a sort 48 of these. I'm not gonna make them now though, I'm just setting up for myself later. Because I do think I'll be heading out now. So you probably should use the stream chat for this instead of the server chat when there's other people online, because it might confuse the people that aren't also just listening in on the stream. Yeah, I do try to like build towards longer streams, but I also suffer with like critically low energies a lot of the time, and I wouldn't feel comfortable just only streaming. So I do want to like also spend my energy on other stuff, and I just spend like whatever remainder energy I have on my streams, which does make keeping a consistent schedule a bit more difficult, especially also with how soul crushing Tech tends to be, and how soul crushing it can be at times to just be sitting alone, especially when you're just talking that much. Not the best feeling to feel like you're schizophrenic. I suppose like it's also dependent like what kind of people you want to attract, because I don't just want to like attract the blue sniffers or whatever. But I suppose I also don't really know what kind of people watch what kind of streams. There's just so many different aspects of this entire like content creation thing that you have to consider. Because like, if I were to just like start streaming 8 hours a day of just like a camera setup looking at my bed, I don't think people would just watch that flat out. I don't think there's people that are interested in watching people sleep. It's probably because they already care about. Like I could be wrong here, but I would think it's because they care about that person and then want to watch them sleep because of that, not just because they're sleeping. And you probably have a bit more flexibility when you actually have a bit more of a viewer base or following. It's like it becomes a bit more like once you actually like have a fan base and like a go-to thing that you do, it becomes a lot easier. But actually starting out when you have the ability to be completely flexible and more or less change your entire stream overnight, it is a lot harder to like find out what exactly you want to do because like maybe one day where you don't have any viewers, like maybe it's just random chance the like your normal viewer base is busy at that time and like the people just like browsing don't happen to find an interest in your stream on that day. Or maybe it could be because your stream is like below standard or like not what people are used to watching or just too generic to be bothered like putting like to be bothered caring too much about. And it's I don't have a way to figure out which one it is, especially when the people that join don't say anything. So you just kind of get lost in a echo chamber. I don't really know what to do in that situation. I suppose maybe I'm just talking nonsense. I do know that I overthink too much. Just think a lot in general, so it's probably just what's happening here. It's kind of hard to decipher your paragraph when there's not a single comma, but I think I'm understanding most of it. But I do. That's one thing that's consistent across like all my like my narrative for streaming is that I want for like above all to make streams that I would enjoy. But I think I may be misinterpreting that as streams that I would watch, which they don't necessarily have to be the same thing. Because like as someone who doesn't really watch streams to like much at all, I wouldn't. I'm not really too much for that kind of like it's just a bit too. Honestly, I don't really know how to put it. It's not really like my type of like kind of thing. Because typically go into streams to like just hang out or have background noise, and I have other ways of getting those, or they just don't appeal to me. So I don't think I would be able to make a stream that I would watch. So then I don't really know how to set my basis. kind of also just feels like there's so many different like different directions you can go. It's a bit hard to just be consistent when nothing inherently seems to work. Then with like a time like yesterday where it did seem to work, even though it didn't really change anything at all, it just kind of confuses me more, honestly. Perhaps it's really just something that you can't really analyze, and I'm trying to analyze it and like think of it completely technically, and it's just not predictable enough for that. So that's just the only thing really wrong here. Then again, how can I know? Can I know for sure? Maybe I should just accept that there isn't really a like go-to thing that you can do that will just always like give you the result you want, whatever it may be. And it is just random. There's too many moving parts in it to predict it. Perhaps I should just start not caring as much. Like not caring about it as much about like what no, I don't really think that doesn't really feel right either if I stop caring as much about if I'm like even entertaining at all, because that is like the primary goal with streaming or any kind of content creation. It is to like entertain, provide some kind of value in that aspect. Suppose you're probably right in that. Suppose I'm still just missing a good mentality for streaming. But Meat Weasel, you do seem like someone that like does watch a fair bit of Twitch streams and know like a bit of the reasoning behind it. So could you give me like kind of like a bit of a answer on whether most people typically go to Twitch streams to watch the game or to watch the person? Because that is something I've been curious about. Because I think like my primary reason for talking as much as I do on stream is because I want to show myself on top of the game, not just showing the gameplay itself. But I also think that it's probably pretty likely that the people that go through these categories just want to watch the game itself, the game being played. It's a lot of Ruby actually, but I think I can autoclave. implosion compressor. It's actually better, easier, I should say. So, like, kind of like the impression that I have and how all this works is that if you want to, like, if you want to just, well, not what's based on what you want, but what you'll kind of end up with is that if you just play one game primarily, you will end up with like a fan base based around that one game. But if you play many different games, you'll end up with a fan base based around yourself. It's kind of like, does that make sense? This does use a lot of TNT. Good thing I have a lot. So I suppose I probably should try to get probably like I do play other games as well. I could maybe stream some of those if I find like something that seems like relevant or well streamable. But I don't really. It also kind of feels like it's not really like the correct time to do that. Maybe like a bit too early because I don't really. It doesn't seem like I really get too many people joining my streams off of the notifications themselves, like the started streaming notifications, which is kind of like my impression of that is that it's telling me that like I don't really have a solid fan base because most of the time, if I want people to actually return, because most of the people that do return are people on the server, I would like have to advertise the stream. Yeah, but also just doesn't really feel right to me to do that. So I feel like most people don't even have notifications on. I guess the way to go about it is just really to like boot up a stream of a different game and see what happens. Thinking will only get me so far. My main issue is just that my main issue is just that like I feel like I can only stream like so much during a week because like of the my energy issues. I kind of want to like I've kind of just build up. I'm trying to build up a community of people that want to see Minecraft, even though I don't think I have that. which makes me want to keep streaming Minecraft for that community I don't even have yet, instead of streaming something else for diversity. I'm kind of may just genuinely be getting too tired now. I kind of forgot where I'm going with this. Really, probably should just like try something and see where it goes. Try to stream a different game. I used to stream Terraria on this channel actually quite a few years ago. Maybe I should could try that again. I remember if I was going with that because my main issue right now is just that it's a lot more taxing for me to be streaming rather than just playing the game normally. I'm also kind of on the edge about whether I should stream a different game than instead just play GTNH off stream instead of streaming it for those like variety streams. It's just so many places that it could go. And my voice is so dry. God damn. Like even though I'm just chugging so much water, my voice just won't lubricate properly. You say keep at it for a long time. How long do you mean? Because I've been like streaming on and off for I think nearly a month now. Not too much difference. Still, most of the people that visit my streams are people that already were on the server. I think you're even the first person uh, that just found my stream through discovery or whatnot that actually like left a follow. So I don't really. It kind of doesn't seem like GTNH is the best place to like start for streaming. Suppose what do I know? I'm not the expert here. But then again, also the like it having worked yesterday kind of does tell me that it can work, and like maybe I should just be a bit more patient with it, be a little bit more consistent. Perhaps if I actually set up a streaming schedule within Twitch, I can imply a little bit better that I actually do have like a general plan for when I stream. Is I don't think I could manage like exact times for when I stream. I tried that back last time I attempted streaming and it was just too stressful. Now I'm really just like dipping my toes into streaming, seeing like right now I'm not actually really going for like trying to grow my stream too much. I'm just trying to like make it a bit less taxing for me to stream. It's like even if I use like all of my like literally all of my energy for the entire day, I could probably only stream for 3-4 hours. If the Greg didn't suck my soul dry before that. So maybe I should just work on that first, getting more like total. 'Cause I am working on that a little bit in the background as well. Completely unrelated to streaming, just trying to get myself used to doing more. Because even I do think I have some kind of condition that makes it harder for me to do things, even though I don't have any sort of diagnosis for it. It's just too pressing and long lasting of a issue. We do suspect that it's like just a major burnout. Yeah, I do ignore how many like viewers I have. I made a pretty strong point early on when I returned to streaming to just not watch the viewer count at all because it's just demoralizing most of the time. The only thing I really care about is just having at least one person in chat to talk with to make it a little bit less empty to just sit here and all by myself and streaming. Then I don't really care too much. And I do have a Discord actually that I haven't really like looked too much into it since I came back to streaming, but I put a lot of effort into it back the first time that I tried streaming. Not really very familiar at all with like other social platforms since I don't really use too many social platforms at all. So not gonna get that anytime soon. I'd have to look into it quite a bit more. I think I am like for most of the stream things that I am doing them correctly, and I do stream like around the same time as well. I suppose I haven't really like properly stated that anywhere. It's kind of just up for the people to figure it out themselves. Because I do, based off of what you're saying, it does seem like how people like find streams is not that they like turn on notifications and click on the notification when it shows up. It's more of a oh I'm bored right now. I want to watch a stream. Who's streaming right now? And then you check the people you follow, and you may remember oh this guy that I like streams around this time. Let me go watch him. In which case, having a consistent schedule would help a lot. But still, even like when you say that like coming back to streaming every once in a while, do you mean like short streams or it's like again streaming 15 hours in a day? Curious. Still, you saying like 3 hours early kind of just shines a light on how pathetic my stream times are a lot of the time. Because a lot of days I struggle to even get a hour's worth of stream out. Today I'd really only planned to get like a 30-minute stream out just to finish the Redcap Sapper project, and it's only due to the social aspect of this conversation here that it's even lasted nearly this long. So probably have ended a little bit less than an hour ago. The project I set out to do was really just a 40-minute task. Suppose like this is just for like me personally, but probably the next thing I need to do is just try to find a balance of how much I talk in a stream that works best. That works best for like not having it be overly taxing to stream. I think like the main reason why I stress about it is because my I don't really like how my voice sounds when I speak in low volume. It kind of just like folds in on itself. So I try to keep like my speech up, volume up. I suppose that shouldn't really like be overly taxing either. It's just getting accustomed to speaking a bit louder. I can always just drink water if my voice gets dry. Does him losing 2/3 of his viewers have anything to do with him streaming a third of the time? Because like the math is kind of just adding up in that way. Because how I'm like understanding streams is that like it's not like, oh, I have this amount of viewers usually, let me start my stream. Oh look, it's that amount of viewers. It kind of like slowly builds up over time, and like you, in terms of like investment per time, you get a lot more value out of streaming for longer. Because if you do like catch some viewers that want to stay, they like, well, when you catch some viewers, they will typically want to stay for more than just a little bit if they are remotely interested. So streaming for longer is very much to your advantage, because then you'll just like slowly build up more viewers at once, and naturally the viewers themselves will also be here for longer. Yeah, there's that too. It is like the main reason why I do stream at this time, because it does seem to be the best overlap of English speaking people, both most of Europe and most of America being awake. Because you get to care less and less about it the more time you stream. But I'm not really at that point yet. Because I think like at then like at my current stage, I would be able to get like around 5 to 6 hours of stream out a week if I want to like not push it too far, keep it within like a balanced level. That's a lot. It's like 4 hours a day. Is that a blood moon? It's too early for blood moon signs to start showing. I think I'm just actually seeing red at this point. I think that's my sign to stop. It's a pretty informative stream for me though. Should probably go set up a schedule. Is it like if I want to set up like a schedule showing like around the time that I stream as like a as the time span with like the schedule being named, I stream like around this time for this amount of time. Do you think I could get away with that? If I were to say like I typically stream from between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. for 1 to 2 hours. Like, do you think people would bother reading that? So, do you think you can title in the individual schedule day scheduled headers whatever for the individual days, or just like for the whole week? So I guess I'll try that then. But I think like overall, I'm just trying to min max my streaming a bit too much. It's probably pretty weird of a perspective to have around it, but I do just think things on a technical, almost game level like that. Actually, that's not even related to like kind of game mentality. It's just a really technical way of thinking of it. I definitely don't. I've gotten very used to the fact that if anything, you'll get it very slow. Last time I tried streaming, I think it was like around the same amount of density I was streaming that and I was doing that for like I think like 3 months, maybe more, and I did not really get very much traction at all. I even put like a lot of effort into like fancy effects and alerts just to rarely ever see them. So I think I would benefit a lot from just having like a quiet music track going in the background, especially if I'm planning to talk less often. Because I feel like just like the complete silence, just the sound of the void in the background isn't really helping engagement. And having just a little bit of tone setting music in the background could help a lot. I think I even still have a playlist from way back when with some copyright free music intended for background for stream backgrounds. I have one called Stream Beats. I don't really remember where I found it, honestly. I think I found it like a on the Discord channel of like a YouTuber that was like trying to give small streamers like something to like to work with, some what word should I use, like some my brain's completely blank. I guess just something to work with. For example, background music. Because I do already something I implemented this time around, trying to stream having a little bit of background music just for myself that I keep like a decent volume, just to not just to keep the voices at bay, keep myself awake, also kind of. But I definitely could just play some different music that my stream can hear at a little bit higher, a little bit lower volume. Could set that up. But I would kind of want it in a special way, so I think I'd want to put a bit of effort into that. Because it would be nice if I didn't have to set up like a bunch of advanced audio captures, like setting up a separate tab with just that music on it, and an audio capturing that would kind of be like a bit of effort to set up before each stream. So I'll see if I can do it smarter than that. But in any case, I think I'll be going now. Also, I'm curious. Do you think my do you have to turn down my sound volume, or is it like is it as a is it at a decent volume? Because I did go through like a mic setup guide for OBS, telling me that I should aim to have my sound show up in like the middle of the yellow bar there. And I'm seeing now that it's actually in the middle of the red. Okay, so the my sound balancing is a bit off. Hello, sir. It's Billy Creeper. Guess I could turn up the game volume a bit. So it's really just based off of my personal preference. I prefer to just like pretty much having the game silent. I could do a bit of balancing on that. The thing of what I might do is just lowering my microphone volume a bit to match the audio balancing. Like raising the microphone volume a bit and lowering my mic volume. I'll figure that out sometime. I'll always just like do a little test recording. But anyways, I will be heading out now. Take care and all that. See ya.